Welcome to Literal BS. I'm Rob, and have you ever watched a politician pull a stunt so over the top, so wildly unnecessary, that you have to wonder if they're trolling the entire country? Welcome to Washington, D.C., where President Donnie just decided that a city with declining crime rates somehow needs to look like a war zone. On August 11th, he invoked Section 740 of the 1973 Home Rule Act to seize control of the D.C. police, bring in 800 National Guard troops, and order joint patrols with the FBI. The official story? Out-of-control crime. The reality? Violent crime is down between 26% and 35% from last year. A 30-year low. This isn't about safety. It's about power, optics, and intimidation. And it all kicked off after a single high-profile carjacking involving a White House staffer. That's the paper-thin excuse for this emergency deployment. Now, under the Home Rule Act, the president can temporarily take over DC's police for 48 hours, extend it to 30 days with Congress notified, and in theory, this is meant for actual crises, terror attacks, riots, public unrest. But here we are using it for political theater. The Posse Comitatus Act, which generally prohibits military forces from enforcing domestic laws, doesn't cleanly apply here because DC isn't a state. It's a federal district. That little legal loophole just got stretched to its breaking point. And it's not just the law that should make us uncomfortable, it's the precedent. Deploying troops in a majority black city with no real crime spike sends a chilling message. The federal government can and will flex on local communities when it wants to. This kind of action erodes trust in law enforcement, feeds distrust of federal power, and normalizes seeing military gear on American streets for no valid reason. Civil rights leaders have called it intimidation, city officials have called it unnecessary, and residents are calling it exactly what it looks like. A political power play dressed up as a public safety initiative. If one isolated crime can justify this, then emergency powers will become a political tool whenever it's convenient. This isn't a one-off. It's a test run for what can be done elsewhere under the guise of protection. So let's call this what it is, performative authoritarianism. There is no crime wave. There is no emergency. What is there is a show of force meant to send a message. Washington, D.C. is under federal control whether it needs it or not. If we shrug this off as just another headline, we're allowing it to become the new normal. And when armed troops on peaceful city streets become normal, democracy starts looking a whole lot less like democracy. Enough is enough. We either push back now or we get used to living in a country where law and order is whatever the man in power says it is, even if the facts tell an entirely different story. This is literal BS calling bullshit on this. See you next time.